We hit all
Kanye,
those.
Fago. You think Astroworld coming soon?
Did you say that just because of Fago?
Yeah, because he said he's gonna drop after all of his artists drop, right? I think Sheck West is putting out an album soon. So does that mean Astroworld's coming soon? Because it seems like he's speeding up everything. Dawn dropped like out of the blue.
Dawn got finessed. Dawn got outed. I think that's why he didn't do well sales wise.
What do you mean?
Like he got beat by Yeet, right?
Yeah,
He got like 30K or 34K, and Yeet got, I think it was like,
he outsold because the YoungBoy
Outsold?
feature. YoungBoy better.
I don't even think it was the YoungBoy feature. I think he was going to do that regardless. But I think
I'm just
because,
playing.
yeah, because I think that since Don Toliver or Atlantic got caught like botting streams, that they were playing it safe with his album, and
Yeah.
didn't boost it to not get exposed further.
You think the label is like boosting hella artists?
I think they still probably boosted it a little bit, but Don Toliver just doesn't have like a hit song right now, so just they couldn't boost. You have to boost it within reason. You can't just like, because I've seen services throughout my I tell you, through my scavenging of the industry, you can legit buy first week sales. And but like say if you got like 10K followers, you know, you can't just buy 100K first week, or else the streaming services are going to come after you, because that's obviously not believable.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, what's stopping me from like just putting out like a shitty song and then pushing it to number one?
Right. So yeah, I mean, if you release through DistroKid and you bought a hella streams on it, and you know Spotify claims it's fraudulent, they just won't pay you.
Are you serious? They can actually do that?
They won't pay you.
That's crazy.
Like some artists get caught up because they'll pay for Spotify playlist placements, and then the playlists will buy streams on everybody's songs to make it seem like, you know, they got a pop in playlist.
Yeah, I heard about that. You can get Spotify really doesn't like playlisters. So you can actually just get blackballed by Spotify.
Like as in people who pay for playlists, or the actual people who make playlists?
No, like pay for playlists.
Right. Yeah. I actually had a
They can, like,
friend
actually fuck you up.
from my college who created a site where you pay for like you can apply to a bunch of playlists. And I think it was doing really well.
What happened?
It got Spotify took it down because they were like,
God damn.
it's against TOS for us to for you to
Sell
acquire
spots on the playlist.
payment, yeah, for playlists.
But yeah, everybody's still doing it. We see it all the time.
Well, I think it's more like for the bigger playlists, you don't pay, but you almost pay in like favors, if that makes sense.
So you're telling me like you can get on Rap Caviar? Like you don't think they pay for Rap Caviar?
I don't know if they pay like money to the submission process, but like they might.
I
But-
think labels definitely paying, and I think that's one of the reasons that playlisting is like so frowned upon by Spotify, because it kind of takes away from that, like genuine playlisting, not like the botted playlisting, obviously.
Well, I thought
So
you
I
were
think
talking about
labels-
like Rap Caviar, because
No,
Rap
no,
Caviar
yeah.
is literally owned by Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. And so labels are like paying to get on Rap Caviar, but then if like smaller artists can do it too, then like that defeats the whole purpose of the label, right? Like,
right.
at least one of the
And
purposes.
labels own a large percentage of Spotify.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons Spotify has it in their TOS.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, I don't.
That's just my like thoughts on it. I don't actually
No,
know anything.
I've thought of that in the past, but then people who actually like are part of labels, they'll call me and be like, "Yo, you can't buy like Rap Caviar placements," and that might be true because that's the biggest one. So you just got to be a big name.
Damn.
Like you're not going to get a top spot on there just because they have a brand to uphold as well. It's like how you can't pay for a Drake feature.
Yeah.
Even if you had 2 million, he's like, I don't care. Like I got that times 50,000.
You see Spotify's discovery program?
What is that?
It's like
So
this new
is that the
program
TikTok
they have.
thing?
Yeah, no, it's not the TikTok. It's like a like they promote your music for you or something, and like they take a cut of the music of the streams, like of all the streams that you get on that. Obviously, they calculate the money and then they give you less. It's like Spotify's already paying you like pennies for thousands of streams, right? So the Discovery program will promote your music, and your monthly listeners will go up.
Where do they
it's
promote
proven
it?
to work on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's for like smaller artists.
That's
but
kind of
it's, like,
dope.
it's cool if you're starting from nothing, because I talk to people about this too. Because like me personally, like I'm managing one of my friends now, like just for fun, just to see what I could do. And I was looking into it, and I was talking to some like people, and they said like it'll make your numbers go up, but like the moment you stop paying for it, it'll like your numbers will go down so much. And
So it's
like,
not worth it. So
it's only
not,
worth it if you're
it's not
starting from like
sticking.
nothing. Yeah. Which is like bad
Yeah.
because they're paying you so little for those streams.
Right. That's why I always think that going organic is the best way. Because even for Instagram, if you're paying, it's a conspiracy. But if you're paying for like the Instagram or even YouTube ads or any of that, again, it's a conspiracy not proven, that since that platform knows you have the money to pay to increase the impressions on that content, like when you stop it, they'll like throttle you to make you want to pay again for the impressions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
it's
I've
like
heard of that
similar
in, like,
concept to
video
that.
games.
Yeah.
It's kind of whack, but I think it's like kind of fucked up that they're promoting that, because I feel like a lot of people, it's kind of like, you know, in like YouTube, you release a video and you see it does like 1 out of 10, right? Like best video. And like that feels good, right? Like when you drop
Right.
a video and it's your best performing video. So like when you're on that Spotify program, like you'll see your numbers go up, and then you'll stop using it, you'll drop a new song, and suddenly like those numbers aren't there anymore. And then you'll feel like compelled to like pay for it again, and then you're not getting as much money. And I think that's like super fun. Like Spotify is just finding ways to pay people less, basically, in my opinion. And I think that's just bad for like music artists, because they're already being paid so little.
Yeah, and it'll also throttle like the organic recommendation algorithm.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like almost pay to play. And then that turns into payola. In a
Yeah,
way.
straight payola, bro.
That's literally payola.
Bro, you think YoungBoy really has that many fans? You think Uzi really has like 30 million monthly listeners?
I think everybody, literally everyone, is botted. But again, you have to make it believable. So it's almost like everybody's botted a similar amount, so it's still the same rankings. But like, okay, we talked about this the other day. Think about, okay, not to let's point out Uzi, okay?
Yeah.
Uzi sold 280,000 first week for Eternal Atake.
And most of those were off streaming. Like he barely had any physical sales.
Right. I think he had 10 off. Okay, so let's say 270. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's also only the US, right? Because that's what Billboard calculates. If you divide, or if you
Multiply it by 1,250.
I thought it was 1,500.
I think it's 1,250.
Okay,
I could
so
be
let's
wrong.
no. Regardless, okay, I'll do 1,250. That means that he got 337.5 million streams in the US.
Yeah.
That's just not happening. That's
in 1 week.
That's literally the amount of people in the US.
Okay, but how much of that do you think is faked?
Bruh, I don't know.
It's a conspiracy for the ages, bro.
Somebody's saying Uzi not faking. Everyone is faking streams, bro.
Bro, Uzi's definitely faking streams. I'm the biggest. You can ask Bob, bro. I'm the
Everybody.
biggest Uzi fan. There's no way.
I even think maybe like, okay. Again, not every single person in the US streamed Uzi's album. I know some people streamed it more than others, but
I doubt even like a third of the people in the US streamed.
that's what I'm saying. Not
like,
even 10% of people probably listen to Uzi's album.
Yeah. So is
Now
it, how many people are in the US? Like 800 million or something?
They're saying foreign listeners. No, it is literally that number we came up with is only the US listeners. Because remember, Billboard only calculates US for first week sales.
So the US has like 334 million residents, right? And let's say like high estimate 10% of the people are listening to it. That means each person who listened to Uzi's album got to listen to a song 10 times, like 10 songs off the album.
Right. And that I just don't know. I just don't know if that's happening. And I'm not sure. Look, chat, I'm not trying to come at Uzi because I actually think that Uzi and Cardi and the people that we listen to, they're more organic artists than like some of these other
Taylor
people.
Swift. Fucking Taylor Swift, bro.
Well, like think about these artists where they'll be on, you see their album sales. You're like, bro, who is listening to them? Like
Morgan Wallen, bro.
Actually, my girl has been listening to him constantly.
Aw, hell.
Yeah. No, country people love him.
Okay, maybe that's different then.
But, and they also buy physical copies because, they're country people. They're rednecks. My area came from that. But anyway, how are some of these artists getting 60, 80, whatever thousand first week sales when you calculate how many streams that is? It's just not happening.
People are saying Taylor sold 1 million. There's not 1 million people in the
Right. Okay. So
the
I
US
think
don't have 1 million people.
Right. So I think what Taylor Swift did, if I recall correctly, is she sold a bunch of
remixes.
Well, that
Hella
and she
remixes.
sold a bunch of tickets to her tour with digital copies, kind of like the merch bundle thing, and then those shipped the first week. As long as
And
you
I also
ship the
think-
merch. It
Yeah,
counts.
she did a bunch of vinyls as well. Like she just
Right.
did crazy. She also dropped a remix that was only available to buy digitally.
Right, there
Like,
you
you
go.
couldn't stream
And Taylor
it.
Swift fans are crazy. And the thing is, like, these labels are definitely buying those from themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if you think about it, if you're buying from yourself, that's like a wash. Like, it doesn't even cost any money. Right?
Do you think it's worth it though? Like, do you think it'd be bad for the music scene if they like deflated the numbers? Like,
I
if we
think
just completely prevented all of this?
I think at this point, people.
I
if it
genuinely
never
think it would hurt
happened,
the.
Or
No. Like, if you just stopped it now, if like Billboard cracked down and said you can't fake streams anymore.
Yeah, it would hurt. Because the whole point is like making these people look bigger than they really are. And that's
Yeah.
why we look at celebrities like they're gods.
Yeah. So I think that like the people complaining on Twitter, like Payola, like look past the first week sales. Like it's not that deep, but like I think it's good for the music industry in a way because like more people will look at it if they see like, oh shit, like 100,000 people like listen to this or some shit.
Right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if they cut it off, it would be, I don't know, it would expose a lot of people. And
Yes.
also, as we were talking about with the indie, so the reason that a lot of indie artists want to sign to labels too is because like they want those numbers when they just don't realize that those people are getting boosted.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost like, I was reading articles about it. The labels aren't even incentivized, or Spotify themselves is not incentivized to crack down on the botted streams because these labels own a lot of Spotify and therefore they are Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And they get paid more if they get more streams. And so it also creates like what you were talking about before with like the oligarchy or oligopoly, where like it kind of kills any momentum independent artists are gaining because they're gatekeeped. from having good first week sales because the labels are the only people who know this little secret.
I think it also helps Spotify itself just because like obviously a lot of tech companies are funded by venture capitalists. So it's like they see like, oh, so many people are using Spotify to listen to their music. And then the botted streams are like helping that.
Who loses money from fake streams? The advertisers.
Yeah.
Also, the independent artists who are not botting streams, because basically how streams are paid out is advertisers and subscription revenue is given to Spotify, and then they split that evenly by the amount of streams that usually occur within a month or however the time zone or the time frame is. And so if a bunch of people are botting it and then the independent artists are getting good streams but aren't botting it, they get a lesser portion than they would have before. So yeah, advertisers and independent artists lose. Lil Pump does not bot his streams. Well, he's independent now.
Is he actually?
Yeah, I think so. He might be distributed.
Yeah, I think he's probably on a distro deal.
Yeah.
That's why he dropped that like Ronnie project, right? Like the
to get out of the deal, I think, yeah. Because that was with the Lights Global, which was his first deal or management deal. Mm-hmm. His first week sales are coming out soon. I want to see what.
Did you like the album?
I mean, it was classic Lil Pump. I personally didn't think it was that good. Like that metal song was terrible. That was one of the worst songs I've heard in my life.
Fuck, he was thinking.
Yeah. Like slit my wrist. Terrible.
That song was trash. Who do you think got the biggest release for 2023? Travis? Like, assuming Drake doesn't drop. Travis, Uzi, Cardi?
Travis. I think Uzi could potentially stream more because he outstreamed Astroworld.
Astroworld had a lot of physical sales, though.
Right.
If you remember.
That's what I was going to say. So Travis will have the most hype. Like he's the best at productizing himself. Like all these endorsements and sponsorships. But Uzi is like a stream god. But Travis is a stream god too. He still sold like 250 stream wise, whereas Eternal Intake did like 270, 280. So it's not that far off. I personally think Travis Scott's actually bigger now. Actually, I don't know.
Travis always been bigger than Uzi, or just in general.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Travis is definitely a bigger artist than Uzi.
He can consistently hit singles on like top 10 if he wanted. I mean, whereas Uzi is a little bit less. Although he just got Just Wanna Rock,
number 10. Travis,
but that's like that was a build up. Whereas Travis can like do a music video and a release, and then it's top 10 first week. You know,
I think Travis definitely faking streams though. Like 100% Travis definitely faking a lot of streams. Like he's been faking them since the start. You remember that like guy who came out?
Right. The manager. See, that's what I was trying to tell everybody. People getting on me for saying about Uzi, but that was just an example. Like I'm not trying to get on him, but yeah,
it's everybody. I think Travis definitely fakes a lot of streams and definitely fakes a lot of physical sales. I don't want to like call him out. He's fire. I like Travis. I'm from Houston now. But like,
I don't think that. Okay, so for all the people in the chat, the artists are not doing it themselves. Let's make that clear. It's the labels. Travis and Uzi might not even know. Like it's honestly in the best interest that they don't know. Right? Would you say so?
I agree. Yeah, I think Travis knew at the start, but I don't think he does anymore. Like he
probably just thinks he's popping now, and it probably boosts their ego. They're like, "Damn, I'm getting 40 million a week," when in reality, like they might get, I don't know, whatever the number is.
Yeah, Travis also has like a huge brand behind his name, so he's
it's
chilling
believable
no matter what.
Yeah. See, that's the point. Just everything has to be believable. But like you don't think that Kylie Jenner like bots Instagram likes or whatever? Like
definitely does.
Come on, they gotta be with how many I don't know. Like there's so much riding on it.
You don't think there are 100 million hornballs in the world liking their posts?
I do. Kylie Jenner's probably one of the most famous people on this planet.
Yeah, okay, but she's like, I think everybody, there's some faking to all of it.
Well, yeah, like
fake it till you make it, though.
Remember like years ago when a bunch of the bots got deleted and then Justin Bieber lost like 30 million followers or something or whatever it was, 3 million
Yeah.
maybe.
Like when Elon Musk redid the Twitter thing, and Trump lost a fuck ton of followers on Twitter too.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, bruh. What?
I mean, I doubt Trump botted them himself. Like, definitely not.
Yeah, his fans probably did it.
Yeah, but
Or his team. His team. I mean, I see that with a bunch of brands. I think it's the stupidest thing. Like I was trying to tell you before with that one designer brand. Like why? What's the point of botting a bunch of followers? Like hundreds of
can I
thousands.
say the name of the brands?
No, don't say it.
All right.
And then it's like it just makes
seeming
your,
bigger than you are.
but it makes your
guess.
engagement trash. Followers don't matter anymore. It's all about engagement. Like if you have, but then again, people are stupid. But like in my perspective, if I were to go to Instagram and you had 10K followers, like I'm like, okay, you know, I don't care about that. But if you're getting 1,000 likes right there, I'm like, yo, or maybe more, like 2,000. I'm like, yo, this dude's killing it. Right?
Saint Clout is in the chat saying my label finna bot.
What up? Hey, if you have a label, you low-key need to. Like, actually, they do. I mean, that's why they do it. And the thing is, it sucks, I feel like, because I'm not a record label, but if you do it, like you almost need to continue doing it, or else if you fall off, like say DaBaby. What did DaBaby sell? 100K? And then he kind of lost relevance. And then I feel like they turned off the bot. And then he sold 15K or 18K, whatever it was. That was a huge drop.
Yeah.
So that's why it's bad to do the bot.
When artists get blackballed, do you think like they lose fans or they just stop botting streams for them?
That's what I'm saying. I think they just turn it off.
Post Malone, that happened to Post Malone. You remember, like his new album, he said he could do it without the label, and then his album like flopped for Post Malone's level.
What did he sell?
I don't remember. It was like, let me check. It was like 12 karat toothache or something, right?
I don't know, but I think that album actually had a couple bangers on there.
It only sold 121. Like Post Malone,
121 is still not bad though.
but he's like a huge artist. Like Beer Bongs and Bentleys sold 461, and like Hollywood's Bleeding sold.
But that was before
489.
merch bundles were taken off, I think.
Let's see how many physical there were on Hollywood's Bleeding. 200 were pure, so he still sold 289. I do think part of it, like I think Post Malone has real fans. Like
I do too.
Like,
I like
genuinely.
Post Malone.
yeah, I love him. He's great.
He's good.
But I think he said like he could do it without his label. He's like some
He
argument. with his
can though.
label.
Think about, okay.
121 without your label is insane. But I also think like he would have
Right.
had more if he didn't have the argument with his label.
Right, but think about it. You get 2 something with your label. They don't have to promote Post Malone that much, although they probably did. But Post Malone probably gets like, normally an artist deal is 20-80, 80 being to the label. He might have a higher percentage because he's a bigger artist, a much bigger artist. But if he goes independent, sure, he sold half, but he has like 90% if it's a distro deal, or 85%. So it makes up for it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think Post Malone could do without a label, but yeah, just as an example, you're right, for sure. So do you
And
think like you saw like the news article, like Drake said, like somebody said like if Drake goes in, I think Academics said it, if Drake goes independent, it would break the music industry.
Yeah, I've seen academics talk about that. I don't understand what he means.
Like he's just so like I don't know actually, like it would just show that independent artists can do it too, I guess, because he has such a huge fan base.
So it's
like,
almost like the
labels would lose a lot of
oligopoly
their
that we were
value.
talking about,
Yeah,
where like if Drake goes independent and he does it well, that takes away a huge revenue share, but also it shows people you can do it yourself. And then
yeah.
and then people will realize you don't need the label.
Who do you think is the biggest independent artist? Like Chance the Rapper, Mac Miller?
Was Mac Miller even independent?
I think he was for a little bit at least. I think he charted being independent.
I didn't even know he's independent, so I can't say on that.
No, he signed with the indie label later
but
on.
all the independent artists are like fake indie. Like not fake, but like they, how do I explain?
Oh, Mac Miller was the first independent artist to get a #1 album. That's what I know that from.
Man, R.I.P. Mac.
Yeah, that was sad. He's really talented. He signed with Warner later on.
They're saying Russ. I mean, Russ might
yeah.
be. Russ might.
I think Russ signed a distro deal, right? I could be wrong.
But see, again, is that independent technically? Because to me, it's like it depends.
Just the distro deal. It depends how much marketing the label puts into it.
It depends on how much they give you. Because a distro deal for like 30 mil is like, okay, you're not independent, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you like Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentley? Just curious.
Yes, I did.
Because somebody.
Oh, they're saying Bad Bunny. True.
Bad Bunny's independent?
Bad Bunny is in a distro deal. He's in like a 90-10. I forgot about that. Bad Bunny's fire. I think he's 90-10.
He takes 90%, or like the label takes 90%?
Yeah, he takes 90.
No way.
I think so, bro.
No way, bro. Bad Bunny's huge.
And he's literally the biggest artist in the world. He
definitely the biggest like non-American artist. 100%.
No, he outstreams Drake. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I'm sure you're right. I remember he's huge. He's in a distro deal.
I think he's in a distro deal, bro. Okay.
What the fuck?
He's signed to an independent music powerhouse called Remus Entertainment, but that could just be like a 10K projects type deal.
How much was his deal worth though?
Percentage. Let me see. Oh, it's literally in the suggestions. Look, 90-10 right here.
Wow.
What artist has a 9-10? I mean, I don't know how credible this is because nobody truly knows anybody's deal, but this publication
Academics reported on it.
90-10 distribution deal is the equivalent of like what record labels have. They'll get 90 of the revenue. Hold up. Meanwhile, artists will get 10. I think they're top.
90-10 split with the label, and he owns his master. That's crazy. So like people talk about like selling your soul to a label, like when you give up your masters. Dude, that's wild.
I mean,
that's a huge W for Bad Baby.
I don't even necessarily think,
or Bad Bunny. Sorry,
I don't think giving away your masters necessarily means selling your soul, because it really depends on like how much money they gave you. It's like if you get $1 billion for your masters, like, did you sell your soul? Do you really care?
Nah, but like for like artists who are like still constantly streaming a lot, I think like if you are like a slave to the label, it's kind of like selling your soul. That's what people mean by that.
Yeah, I agree. But like, say Future or no, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne just sold his masters and like Nicki and Drake's from when they were under Young Money for like 100 mil total.
W.
And it's like he's not getting any residuals from his masters anymore. But that's 100 mil. Like bro might die soon. Like I love Lil Wayne. He's my favorite artist of all time. But like he's got a lot of lean problems. And like he gets seizures and whatnot from his lean usage. Like I'd rather have that 100 mil now than have the masters.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like for like somebody who's on the come up and they give their whole masters to a label to like kind of boost.
Justin Bieber did that too. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Like somebody on the come up who just gives their masters so they can be bigger, like almost like an industry plant type deal. I think that's what people mean by that. I don't think Lil Wayne or like Nicki Minaj or anybody's dealing with that.
You don't really have leverage for your masters if you sign to a major.
True.
Like you can't really argue for that. Like YoungBoy you have to like low key buy in most deals your masters back unless you're in a. So Summers, he told me he still owns his masters, but he signed a 10K, which is independent. So maybe that's where it comes from. Like it's a better deal.
Somebody's asking like, what is a masters? That's basically like when you drop a song, like the recordings and all of that. So like if you sell your masters, you're basically selling the rights to your music.
Master. Well, it's one portion of the royalties. Yeah, master recording royalties.
Bob, you sell your soul?
Did I?
Yeah, you sell your soul yet?
No, I'm completely independent actually.
How much does your soul cost? How much would they have to pay you for your whole brand?
For my whole brand?
Drop a price.
I don't think there is a number just because I like doing it. Like I don't even check what I make anymore. I just do it because I want to.
There's a YouTuber, you know, Game Theory, like a huge YouTuber. He sold his whole brand, like Game Theory and like all the rights to it and all that stuff. He still runs the account, but like there's like he's like on the board of directors for it now.
He just comes up with the ideas and whatever.
Yeah, he still helps with the channel and all that. It's basically operating same as usual, but he got like a payday and he doesn't make as much money off of it anymore.
I mean, it depends. I would be open to that if like, because Game Theory is a brand name, right? Like, how am I gonna sell my name?
Well, you're huge in the underground, right? Like your word has leverage.
No, I get that, but like, I'm sell like that's a brand that's outside of him, you know?
That's also true.
Like a personal brand is just, yeah, you can do it, but it just doesn't, that's when it feels weird. Like you're gonna, like Mr. Beast. I know they're trying to buy Mr. Beast's channel, but like how do you do that? Somebody gives you $1 billion. How are you going to maintain motivated to continue getting on camera? Like you're going to be like, nah, you're going to be like one of those ego actors.
Somebody said Bobbleland Media.
Well, so I do. It's actually called Bobbleland Studios.
Yeah, it's on my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You need to start plugging my LinkedIn on my streams.
Well, so there's the thing. So the Instagram and at one point the Twitter too, but it got banned, so we're rebuilding it. But the Instagram, that's like it's still associated with my name, but I could sell that. I would feel more comfortable selling that. But YouTube channel, like I don't know what I'd be doing with my life if I wasn't talking about music.
Yeah.
Like what am I going to do? Go to a restaurant every day? Like, or there's
become like David Portnoy, bro. We start reviewing pizza on the street.
Yeah, I love Dave Portnoy, but the thing is, he's still on the board or the CEO of
Barstool.
Barstool, yeah. But I think he still gets a salary.
Yeah.
If I got a salary,
I don't think your brand is like big enough. Like once you have you have like a company going, like multiple employees, all that,
right?
Like constant revenue streams. Like once you need an accountant, I think that's when you're at that point.